What's up everybody, Corey with Freaky Tall Reviews here. So after a good amount of searching, I finally discovered the best rising desk for tall people. At 6'10", I've often had to deal with standing desks that are much too short, but this company specifically has changed the game and I'm very excited to tell you about them. In fact, I'm actually standing right now and the desk is right here to my side. So when it comes to ergonomics for stand-up desks, there are certain heights that you should look for in a desk based on your height. The most common height range for these types of desks are somewhere between 38 inches to 46 inches, and what you're looking for is for the surface of the desk to reach just under your elbows when using a keyboard so that they are at a 90-degree angle, and for your eyes to be level with the top third of the computer monitor. But for giants like myself, this is a very tough desk height to find because not only are there very few that reach that high, but the ones that do are often not stable at maximum height. And this is where Flexispot comes in. Full disclosure, Flexispot did send me the desks that you're going to see in this video today. However, it does not affect my opinion on them because after a ton of research, I had already narrowed it down to Flexispot and their desks before I even reached out to them to see if they would partner for a review. The two desks I have today are the E7Q and the E7 Plus. I'll cover their measurements and design in a little bit, but the main thing to know is that these desks are the best options because they can go above 50 inches of height and also remain sturdy while doing so. Starting off, you want to calculate your ideal desk height for both sitting and standing. You do this by dividing your height in inches by 2.5 for the sitting position, and then for a standing desk, you multiply your height also in inches by 0.6, and those numbers will tell you what the surface height of your desk should be. But do remember that the desk thickness does matter, so the frame itself might not need to go that high if your desk makes up for some of that height. At 6'10" or 82 inches tall, I need my standing desk surface to be approximately 49.2 inches of height, so these two options of desks easily surpass that, meaning that even taller folks than myself can use them. And there aren't many desks on the market that reach that high naturally, so I've had to remedy this in the past by placing a rising desk on top of a stand-up desk which was on blocks for added height, so I'll take what these Flexispot desks can give me all day. Diving into the desks, I had the models designed in two different ways, not only for my own personal aesthetics, but also so it's easier to see the differences on video. I'll start out by listing out the configurations on each one and then talk through the differences and what I like about each one. For the E7 Plus, I went with a white frame and bamboo top, but you have lots of options that range from different colored chipboards and solid wood textures, as well as a black frame option. And also keep in mind that for these two desks and any Flexispot frame, you can actually purchase just the frame. That way you can put your own desktop on it if you would like to. For size on the E7 Plus, I went with a very large 78 inches long by 30 inches wide, but depending on your top, you can choose sizes that range all the way from what I have down to 55 inches long by 28 inches wide. And some of them even come with curved sections. Now the price for the E7 Plus starts around $600 to $700 unless it's on sale. The E7 Plus has a max load capacity of 540 pounds and a minimum height of 26 inches and a maximum height of 51.6 inches. For the other desk, the E7Q has a dark bamboo top with a black frame and also has similar color selections to that of the E7 Plus. However, at the time of this video, the only frame color is black. My size for the E7Q is 79 inches long by 35 inches wide, making it slightly bigger than the E7 Plus. It is a more expensive and premium desk, so it has a higher desktop capacity of 660 pounds, but it does have a similar height range of 25.8 inches at its lowest point and 51.6 inches at its highest point. Because the E7Q is the more premium option of desk, it does start around $1,100 to $1,200. But in just a little bit, I'll walk through what the exact price for each of these desks would cost if you wanted to get the same ones that I had. Now let's walk through how these two desks are different from each other, the pros and cons of both, and my purchasing thoughts on Flexispot desks overall. The E7Q does have a sturdier, more wider frame, but I have noticed that at maximum height, it doesn't seem to affect the wobble too much on either desk. That's one of the reasons that I love these so much, is because they barely move at the maximum height. Both of these desks do very well with this, and even though you can see some wobbling in the video, just know that it's not really possible to prevent it entirely, but I have seen desks that are much worse. And so while they're great at max height, any lower than that and they are extremely tanky with almost zero movement. These desks are very strong and solid. These two desks do come in slightly different styles and frame sizes as well, and you can probably notice that the E7Q is much larger than the E7 Plus only because the top end sizes are different dimensions. The cool thing about the frames is that they are totally adjustable for different sizes, so you're not having to choose different frames for different desktop sizes. The E7 Plus frame fits desktops ranging from 47 to 80 inches in length and 28 to 35 inches in width, whereas the E7Q ranges from 43.3 inches to 74.8 inches in length and 30 to 35.4 inches in width of desktop that it can handle. Both desks feature Flexispot's digital display keypad that has 4 programmable height presets, up and down arrows, a child lock button that prevents accidental presses, and a USB outlet for charging your devices. To set a height and save it, you simply raise or lower your desk to where you want it, then press the M button plus the preset button and it locks that height into place. Currently, I'm using 30.9 inches for my sitting height and 50.5 inches for my standing height. And if you noticed from my measurements earlier, my height setting is actually higher than the recommended height of 49.2 inches, but I find it more comfortable where I have it, and at the end of the day, it's kind of my choice, right? And also, if you take into account the desk thickness, which is roughly about an inch, then my desk height is actually about 51.5 inches in total height, and the desk frame is not maxed out. And it's so nice having an entire desktop that can reach that high. This is a huge reason that I love these desks so much, because now I have the ability to utilize a full desk space at any height instead of being limited to a set on top rising desk. But the biggest difference between these two models is not one that you would immediately notice. The E7 Plus has dual motors, where the E7Q has 4 total motors. This greatly changes the speed at which the desk raises and lowers, and I love how quick it is, although it is super loud when it does it. Both desks were very simple to put together, although be aware that if you get the same size desks that I have, then you need a lot of space to make it happen, and a second person wouldn't hurt either. The E7Q did also come with cable netting to keep your cords out of the way on the underside of the desk, which was really nice. But when it comes to the differences in price, I do have a few thoughts. The E7 Plus is a fantastic desk for the price. My configuration would cost about $940 before tax, and a good stand-up desk is an investment to your health, and I think that this is a great price to pick this desk up at. For literally less than a phone nowadays, you can have a massive rising desk that works and looks great. And then the E7Q setup that I have would come in at $1,440 before tax, as it is the more premium option. And I do love the E7Q and I'm very happy with it, although the dark bamboo design has taken some getting used to for me, as it kind of has a grayed out feel to it, but it's steadily growing on me. I think the overall sturdiness of the E7Q, the larger size options for the desktop, and the 4 motors make it worth the price, because this thing is just nice. But is it worth it over the E7 Plus? That's tough to say, because the Plus is just such a good deal. What I'll say is this: you won't be disappointed if you make the jump to the E7Q, but you won't feel like you're missing out if you save the dollars with the E7 Plus. Both of these desks are great purchases. And then as far as just Flexispot's quality overall, I am very happy with these two desks, and I'm very excited to feature such great products on this channel. I take very seriously what I put in front of the Freaky Tall fam, and these desks are worth it in my opinion. But it doesn't hurt to mention that both models offer a 15-year all metal and mechanical parts and components warranty that does include motors and electrical. And a 15-year warranty is great, and as crazy as it sounds in today's world, we do seem to have found a company that does actually care about you as a consumer. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Would you pick up one of these desks, and what type of standing desk do you prefer? But be sure to subscribe and join the Freaky Tall family, and thank you so much for your time and joining me today. Again, I'm Corey with Freaky Tall Reviews. I'll see you next time.